Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. This week I have an email from a guy who says, "First off, I love your work." Well, thank you very much. I recently dumped my ex of almost 6 months. Things moved extremely fast. We integrated our families together and moved in together way too soon. Yes, if you have children and you meet someone and you move in within 6 months, that's way too soon. I lost my job and it was her idea, but I was reluctant, but I went along. Things were personally bad and our relationship suffered. We didn't fight much, but it wasn't the same because I wasn't the same, and she would be upset and say I didn't want her, which wasn't true. Before meeting me, she had a long-term boyfriend who was abusive, and at one point she had a peace bond against him. Now, I had never heard of a peace bond, and I looked it up, and it's actually in Canadian law. And it says, a peace bond is an order from a criminal court that requires a person to keep the peace and be on good behavior for a period of time. So it's not like a restraining order, but you have to be, it's like being on probation, I guess. Okay, so that's interesting that she had to take out a peace bond against him. He said, we met 2 months removed from that, so I now feel I was a rebound, though I believe we were in love too. Well, maybe you were, maybe you weren't, who knows. So, all things being what they were, I messed up and broke it off. I regret this 100%. I contacted her just once to express my feelings and told her that I still loved her, even though moving in was a bad idea. I've learned that she's since gone back to him. I again contacted her, I know, dumb idea, to express how I thought about the fact that her moving in was a bad idea, and wished her the best, and I would not contact her again. Besides no contact, what else can I do? Once he messes up, I feel she will seek me out. So I guess you're referring to the no contact rule, but this doesn't apply to you. The no contact rule applies when someone breaks up with you, but she did not break up with you. You broke up with her. So no contact has nothing to do with this. I don't know where you got the wires crossed. And speaking of no contact, that's only for people you're dating. If you're married or you have children with someone or you work directly with someone, then no contact is going to be impossible. You can do it to some extent, but it can't be to the full extent. Because I know a lot of people are confused from all the questions I get. They're confused about whether no contact applies to them or not. In this case, it doesn't, because you broke up with her. I don't know why you regret it. Maybe it was something that you just did without thinking about it, because you weren't getting along. Maybe you should have just moved out instead of breaking up, because, yeah, living together and you don't have a job and you've combined your families and you've only known each other less than 6 months, that's a recipe for disaster. And that's exactly what happened. So you ask, what can you do? Well, there's nothing to do. I mean, you've already contacted her. Now she's back with him. My concern is that, I mean, I don't know how old she is. Maybe she's really young. Maybe she's got low self-esteem, no confidence, or maybe she's had trauma from childhood. But the fact that she would go back to someone that she had to take out a peace bond against is not a good thing. You know, if she was stuck in a relationship like that and, you know, couldn't get out for fear, etc., that's one thing. But the fact that she was out and now she went back, right, then she's got some issues that you're going to end up dealing with when she comes back to you. So you need to think twice about, do you really want to be with someone who is willing to go back with someone who abuses her? And that's something only that you can answer, because I'm telling you right now, there are going to be issues related to that, because a healthy woman with high self-esteem, high-value woman does not go back to someone who abuses her. Okay? So all you can do is, yeah, she probably will be back, because I'm sure they will break up again and she will come looking for you. And this time, do not rush it. take your time, and obviously do not move in. All right, so if you have any questions or comments about this, please contact me at my website, theartoflove.net, where you can also ask me about private coaching. If you're listening to this on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.